Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your girl, Lady E. It is going to be my second video for this evening. I did wanted to talk about a couple things. My three P's, and just let you know, any music that you hear during this recording do not have copyrights to. You'll just be listening to some of my songs that I'm playing on my rotation on my radio. Something I do as a hobby. And also, if you are not 25 or older, this programming is definitely not for you. There's a lot of adult content. I do talk about nothing here that is PG-13, under PG-13 at all. And saying that, like I said, I'm going to talk about my three P's, which are what I feel in relationships in general. I mean, I have a kind of like old-fashioned view. I think everybody knows that, may or may not know. I feel as, women, we are very womanly, very girly. I don't think we are in any type of way similar to a man. And a lot of people are like, I want to be equal to a man. I'm like, you can't be, because you're a woman, he's a man. It's just not going to happen. He has a penis, you have a vagina. You were made chemically and emotionally different. You can carry children, he cannot. Oh, there's scientific ways that you can make it happen that's not natural, nothing that God made, but there's all types of things that you can scientifically do man-made. You can man-make all types of vegetables and fruits and herbs and animals and fish. You can do all that. Doesn't make it right, doesn't make it like natural. And I'm definitely all about natural. God knows that I want to be healthy and live as long as I'm supposed to. Get to my purposes in every way. So as I was, get back to my subject, I kind of get all over the place here. Talking about my three P's, which are in a relationship, I always say there's a provider, a protector, and a pleaser. And that's what I look for in a mate and in my man. And sometimes it's kind of difficult to even navigate that out of one person, like one of those things, like a protector or a pleaser, provider, because a lot of times I think we get kind of twisted up. That's why I was saying, like, some people, they want to be the man in a relationship. They want to control the guy. They want to be the lead. They want to be the head of the household. And it kind of comes from society, and it kind of comes from your own personality. A lot of times some women have strong personalities, and they think that they deserve, because they make more or they do more in the house, that they should run the household. Everybody has a different upbringing, different values and morals and views. And my view, like I said, is old-fashioned. I think that we as women are a man's complement, his help. We're, he's the head, and, we're next to him. We're his confidant. We're the ones that he will come to us. He will lay his head on his chest and tell his everything. We are that one. And that's, in my book, how it should be. We should be submissive in a way that we will let him lead and that we help advise. But it's we live in a different generation altogether. When they say, they burnt the bras. Excuse me, I was never part of that. I never asked you to burn my bra or put me in line for any of that sort of stuff. And not to say that I don't want to get equal pay, not to say I don't want to vote, not to say that I don't want to be treated fairly or like a human being, because there was a time that women were actually slaves. They were like a purse or something in a house, that a man used when he pleased. And for decades, that's how women was viewed. So I am thankful for the changes in that way, that we are actually treated like human citizens, not just, some slave thing. So no, ever want to go back to that? No, I probably wouldn't have survived that era. I would have probably been one of those brand bras, but not to say. So, but not to take away from the relationship. Yes, we deserve to be treated as humans and, treated with dignity and respect. But at the same time, we still are women, and he's still a man. I'm not even gonna talk about the gender change and all that. I know people have this whole thing going on when they want to be this and be that. That has nothing to do with this topic. So to me, with the three P's, it's harder to get there in a relationship. I think because trying to identify him having, the ability to know that he's a provider, the pleaser, and protector. Because sometimes, if a woman is stepping up or have been in a previous relationship they was in, being the protector and a provider, there's a two piece he's not even used to doing. He's used to the woman doing. So it's then you're like, okay, well, I guess he's pleasing. But then, most people don't even understand what pleasing is. Pleasing has a large part of the respect piece. Let's just say he's really close with his family, and then when we go around his family, he allows his family to be disrespectful or to put down or say something, out of the way to me. So no, that's not pleasing at all. And I guess you might think it comes under protective, but no, I mean, I wouldn't be pleased with my man if he doesn't, have my back or stand beside me if someone is coming for me. I think that that's important. And then you have some that really won't, because they're used to, like I say, maybe in other relationships, that their female, you know, partner was, like this or like that. So they kind of brought that in. And I guess it goes into a whole nother topic of, bringing baggage into a relationship, and how are you bringing a baggage into a new relationship, becoming one? You're actually not going to be able to become one if you have baggage or he has baggage. You're like 3 or 4 things going on there. To become one and to kind of meld into saying that you are a unit, or I got you and you got me, would be difficult if you have a lot of baggage. I have to say, probably when I was in my like late 20s, 30s, I felt like I probably had baggage because for one, I was like, didn't want to get married again. I felt like, men were, I hate to say it, like dogs at the time, that all they would do is cheat or be domineering and abusive if allowed to. So I guess I still had like baggage because that was like in my mind. So I didn't trust men at all. So it would be hard, like hardest, to even get any type of, wanting of the 3 P's. If I can't trust, or I'm not open in a relationship, and I see things like this happening now, if you're not open in a relationship, you're not going to get what you deserve or desire truly. I mean, because we all have something deep down inside us that we want in a relationship. We want that peace. We want that joy. We want love from the one that we have decided to lay, because when you lay with someone, you lay with each other. So you intertwine, you intermingle. How can you get that if you still, it's like a part of your mind, a part of your soul is kind of, it's not untangled, because you still have this, like, this aura, this vibration of what you went through before. It's still like there. It's like hanging in the wind. And I can remember going through that. And, it's not easy, but I think with a lot of self-reliance, now this is, I always say self, you have to take a time to get your mind, your body, your soul, your spiritual vibrations in line. Take a moment and just breathe. Just take time to do self-care, self-love. I wish I had done it. Get yourself together mentally, physically, so that you have that open love, so that you're not bringing in baggage and messing someone else's up, or their their, I want to say, their time and space, because you're opening them up to love, but they can't really love you because you're not available and you're really playing with their time. And I can say I've done that, and I can say that that's been done to me. So it's almost like, karma, like, flipping back and forth, back and forth. And, I went through a point where that happened one time, and then I was just like, no. And I did take like probably like 4 years where I wasn't like involved. I had to really figure out what it was that I wanted. And, sometimes I regret taking that long, but I needed that. You know, After a year, it was harder to kind of like get back in it, because I still was like, well, no, I need to work on this. And then I was like, well, I want to work on this with myself. I want to work on that. That can happen. You know, I always suggest that open communication. Have a friend. It could be a male friend, it could be a girlfriend. Have a friend, just, mirror what it is that you tell them what you want from a relationship. And if they know you and love you, they can tell you, hey, hey lady, look, I really think that, you have this you need to work on. You're little, you may be a little negative, or you jump the gun and you think that, guys always do this, or, you're not really open for time, or, you know, maybe you need to, just take time and work on the sadness that you have, or whatever it is. If your friend loves you and knows you, they can like tell you what specific things, instead of you going kind of like all around thinking that you're doing this and doing that, when you're not probably actually preparing the things that you need to get to where you should be in a relationship. Sometimes, and if you can, talk to a professional, a counselor or something. Sometimes, but that third person can see what it is that you may or may not be understanding, that you kind of need to twerk, I guess, twerk, or not twerk, but kind of navigate into a way that you're healed. You're peaceful. Like when you come to the table or into a relationship, you have just as much to offer, mentally, physically, and spiritually, as the other person. That you're not all like, got all this stuff behind you going on, and you like, at this person. And I've been at the receiving end of it too. People have the baggage, and you know life is short, and taking 4 or 5 years, that's 4 or 5 years where I could have been loving somebody, but because of what I went through, I was just done with it. So, and I think about that, and I'm like, now that I have, manifested the love that I wanted in my life, and I know at that time he wasn't available, and I probably wasn't available really. But it's just, it just makes you think about it. Almost sometimes I get like melancholy, like I could have had this in my life had I just done this, or had I not been stubborn, had I just, and I think about that. It does make me sad sometimes, but then I'm glad for it, because I'm like really understanding. I'm open. I have so much fun with him, even if I think when I'm like poking at him and getting on his nerve, I even do it like sometimes on purpose, just to see, what his tolerance is of me. Because I mean, I'm an Aries. I'm just like very headstrong, want this, want that, want to have fun, and I'm very competitive, and always like wanting things done, but and it's a lovely thing. It's a lovely feeling. I just want everybody to understand that when you have, like I said, my 3 Ps, when you have things that you want from the other person, male or female, just to be ready, to be open to joy, to be open to love. And that you have to be open by loving you. You have to love you first, because if you don't, it's going to be like scraping a brick wall. It's like you're you're like scratching at this brick wall, and it's like you're not going to be able to get anything because you have not healed. You not worked on yourself. You don't even like yourself. You're grumpy, you're nasty, you're snappy. You don't trust people. So, just remember that. And maybe it sounds maybe harder than you think, but once you can say, I love you, you're beautiful, let's do this thing on a daily basis, just really like look at yourself, I love you. You know what? You are so fabulous. You did that, girl. You did this. Once you have that relationship with yourself, you can have a relationship outside yourself. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I guess I've probably talked a lot about my 3 Ps to umpteenth times, but I just wanted to come on and just briefly talk about it. And don't forget to like and subscribe. You guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Love you. Take care. Bye bye.